Oh, yeah, we're gonna give you some documents for work or school or other purposes that show that you were here. Yes, sir. Right. Oh. And the record shall show that the jury is seated in the courtroom, Ms. Ramos. As the foreperson of the jury, we have received a message on behalf of the jury from you that the jury has reached a verdict in this punishment phase of this trial for the second-degree felony of indecency with a child. Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this verdict a unanimous one? That is, one that is agreed upon by all members of the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or any of the jurors disagreeing with your foreperson's representations? No disagreement is indicated. It does indeed appear to be a unanimous decision in this punishment phase. Please pass the documents as before to the bench. You may be seated. Thank you, ma'am. The court will review for proper forms and publish the verdict. Whatever this verdict is, please, no outbursts. That would be a contempt matter. And no, I do not want to punish anybody for interrupting the proper decorum of this courtroom. In cause number 23-41503, in the case of the state of Texas versus Horatio Trevino, we, the jury, assess the defendant's punishment at confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice prison for a term of 10 years. That is the verdict of this jury. It is signed by the jury foreperson. It is received and it is made a part of the record for all purposes. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, your duty as jurors is complete. At the beginning of this trial, I placed each of you under a number of instructions. At this time, I am releasing you from these instructions which have previously been given to you. However, one final additional instruction. Once you are discharged, you are released from your oaths of secrecy. You will be free to discuss this case and your deliberations with anyone. And alternatively, you are also free to refuse to discuss this case, and you have every right to maintain your silence unless otherwise ordered to do so by me. In a little bit of time, the attorneys will be released, and they always like to get any input and feedback from jurors if you're willing to stand by outside and wait for them. That's always helpful to lawyers. But you don't have to wait. You can move on with your life. And I want to again express our profound thanks for your time and your energy. It's important that people come forward for jury service. The Constitution, what this flag stands for, we the people of the United States, is what this Constitution begins with. We the people, all of us. At times, we are part of the process. We make decisions, important decisions, whether it's being a juror or voting for your public officials. It's vital because this is self-governance. There is a good reason why we lead all the other nations on this planet as the example of freedom and fairness. So I want to thank you for honoring your duty. I hope to have the honor to work with you in the future. Until then, may God continue to bless Jefferson County and her citizens, and you are free to go. Thank you very much. And again, alternates, thank you for your vigil. We didn't get to use you in there, but thank you. Just as soon as we would not have someone available as an alternate, we would need an alternate. And unless there's 12, then it becomes a mistrial and we'd have to start all over again.
By herself.
Lacey is going to be out there with written documents for work or school or other purposes that shows that you were here. Thank you very much. You're going to have, if I hear you, like unable to focus on this, ladies and gentlemen, if you need to leave, please do so, but you can't interrupt the proceedings. Thank you for, I know this is difficult. Do your best, please. Compose yourself. Thank you. Is there any legal reason why formal judgment should not be assessed at this time?
No, Judge.
Horatio Trevino, you came before this court in a jury, entered a plea of not guilty to the offense of indecency with a child, a second-degree felony. The evidence was submitted and the jury was charged by the court. And after deliberating, the jury returned a verdict finding you guilty of the offense of indecency with a child as alleged in the indictment. Evidence was thereafter presented on the punishment phase of this trial, and after deliberating, the jury assessed your punishment at 10 years confinement in prison. Any formal objection before the final rendering of judgment and sentence here?
No, Judge.
The jury did not recommend that you be placed on community supervision in its decision. Therefore, it is the judgment of this case that you are indeed guilty of this second-degree felony of indecency with a child, and that you shall be punished in accordance with the jury's verdict. Therefore, it is the order of this court that you, Horatio Trevino, having been adjudged guilty of this second-degree felony of indecency with a child, and whose punishment has been assessed at 10 years imprisonment in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice's Institutional Division, or prison, shall be delivered by the Sheriff of Jefferson County, Texas, to the Director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice's Institutional Division, or any other person legally authorized to receive such convicts, where you shall be confined for 10 years in accordance with the laws governing the Texas Department of Criminal Justice's Institutional Division. You are here now remanded to the custody of the Sheriff of Jefferson County, Texas, until she can obey and carry out the directions and instructions of this sentence. Your sentence shall commence this day. You will receive credit for all time periods of detention that you have earned as provided by law up to this time. Anything to add by the state of Texas?
Nothing from the state judge.
The defense.
No, Your Honor.
These proceedings are concluded. This court is in recess, and the defendant shall be taken into custody immediately. We are in recess.
This courtroom moment captures the authority and responsibility of the judge as they maintain order during a tense exchange with the defendant. As emotions rise, the judge responds with calm firmness, reinforcing the importance of respect for the legal process and ensuring that proceedings remain focused and fair. The interaction highlights how judges must balance patience with control, especially when faced with disruptions or unusual arguments. Ultimately, the scene reflects the core principles of the justice system: accountability, structure, and the rule of law, while demonstrating how decisive judicial action can quickly restore order and move the case toward resolution. Thanks for watching.